I'm really excited to talk with you about all things copywriting and more specifically, all things AI copywriting.
Yes, sir.
Not only have you been a pioneer, if not the inventor of the video sales letter, but you have been literally one of the pioneers of AI copywriting. And, I'd love to hear what's kind of going on in the world of AI copywriting right now. I know that there are the kind of the general tools that are out there that everybody uses, but then there's very highly specialized tools. I know that you've been making your own tools and stuff like that, but maybe you could start with just a little bit of like, what's going on in the world of AI copywriting these days?
Well, it's kind of a mixed bag. You've got ChatGPT, which as of the time of this recording, recently released its latest version of 4.0, which is they've got really clever names for these models. I think it's 05, 06, 14, or something to this effect. It's something arcane like that. Came out in May, so they named it 05. But so the latest release of 4.0, which is the most progressive model, fastest model of OpenAI, doesn't mean it's the best copywriting model. And then you've got Anthropic, which is insufferably woke, will not write copy for half the things you ask it for because it offends its sensibilities. So you've got this weird mixed bag of things where if you know how to prompt the AI, which is a whole thing in and of itself, you can get pretty good copy out of just off-the-shelf things like ChatGPT or Claude, which is the back end of Anthropic or the front end of Anthropic. Gemini's got some really good stuff, can write really good copy. So there's some things in there that do work. It's the question is how do you get it to work? And I've been doing this for a long time. We were pre-AI back in 2016, working with models as early as 2019, 2020. So the bottom line is at least right now, this is before the advent of GPT-5, which is being put on hold from what I hear. I just heard that yesterday. I don't know if that's true or not, but that would be interesting. But these really progressive models of more advanced language learning, that you have a choice, as I jokingly say, you need to still learn copywriting because you don't know what's good. So in other words, the AI could spit something out super blazing fast, and then you're looking at it going, wow, that's incredible, but is it good? How do you know? Because most of the copy is crap. It's complete crap. It has a soulless, banal feeling to it, and it doesn't understand human persuasion very well because it's not trained specifically on that, like these big tools that people use. But if you know how to prompt it right, if you know how to go through all this prompt engineering, essentially to get it to output the copy to sound more human-like, then you become, rather than a copywriter, a prompt writer, because you need to be a writer on some level to get copy. It's like that was the challenge that we saw back in 2021, especially 2022 when GPT-4 came out, is that you really need to have the skills to be able to write regardless of the tool that you're using. Either the tool is a sheet of paper and a pencil, maybe if you're living 100 years ago, or a word processor or whatever you're using to write. So this tool's a copywriting, so you'd be a copywriter, or prompt writing to know how to engineer a prompt to where the copy comes back and it sounds more human. So there's a common theme there. Both of them require that you understand copywriting. So I agree with my buddy Ryan Dice. It's the most important time ever to learn the skills of copywriting so that you can at least tell the difference. But with advanced tools like ours, you don't need to necessarily write as much as you did, or hardly any at all, but you need to understand what's good and what isn't so that you can fix it. So that's kind of the broad spectrum scope of the land. There's a lot of really bad tools out there that are essentially just, they're chat overlays. In other words, they basically provide a portal into chat, and they try to dress up the prompts a little bit, and maybe they say, oh, here's this, this particular framework, like AIDA framework, for example. Oh, get an AIDA framework for your email, and it comes out sounding like chat wrote an AIDA framework. The obligatory 2 questions, then dives right into the offer. It's the worst copy you can imaginable. So, so what we did, we took it on ourselves to say, well, could we take the power and speed of AI, which is unmatched, obviously, by humans, and force it into a funnel, force it into this narrow way of looking at copy that models only great copy? Can we do that? And that's what we've done. That's what we're trying to do. And Yeah, it's been a pretty interesting ride for sure.
So can a real, test worthy, scale worthy VSL be written start to finish, A to Z, top to bottom, with the right prompting? Or is it still at a level where it's like we can get a really good first draft, and then
Mhm.
highly skilled copywriter like yourself needs to kind of take it from there?
So we have it to where you get first of all, getting a really good first draft. I mean, you're not even going to get that out of like ChatGPT unless you know exactly what you're doing. You have to know something I trademarked called pre-prompting, and that is foundational to my own tool. That you have to at least understand. If you don't know what the name is defined as, you at least need to understand the principles behind it, so that you're educating the machine, so to say. It's not literally a machine, although I did hear a politician call it a machine yesterday, which was pretty damn funny. She clearly doesn't know what she's talking about, but she's trying to define what AI is. So I see train the machine, euphemistically speaking. You have to be able to educate it on the spot to here's the style, the tone, the word patterns, but you have to get really specific about it. If you can get specific enough to write a pre-prompt, the command prompt to have it to do the things, and what we call refiner prompts, which is, okay, that's good, but try it like this, do this here, and so you're sending models, you're sending formulas, you're sending a bunch of stuff to it, then yes, it can give you a really good first draft that you still need to edit either with an AI editor, which is, there's only one that I like, or with a human editor. And what I recommend still, because I don't think there's still not a push button solution. We have had some of our clients do literal full drafts right to sell. I was talking to a guy the other day, said, man, we just tested this lead and we didn't do any editing to it, and now outperformed our lead. So yeah, ours can do this. ChatGPT probably not, unless you're a prompt engineer or know a lot about prompts. So you don't have to be a prompt engineer by trade, but you do need to know a lot about prompts. Can get you something that would serve as not only a first draft, but a really good, say, sales letter lead, or an entire VSL in our case, because we started with an entire VSL. So, but I still firmly believe that you have to have the skills of a copywriter, at least looking it over to make sure that all the elements are there for an idealized output. So, best case scenario with chat, you're looking at 60, 70%. With Benson, you get 90%, maybe 100%, depending on the niche that you're in.
So if you enjoyed this clip and you'd like to benefit from more monetization secrets, go and register now for Monetization Daily. You can go to monetizationresearch.com to get it. It is a free newsletter that is absolutely awesome. It is delivered to your email inbox, and it contains lots of great monetization tips, tactics, and strategies that you will love. Again, head on over to monetizationresearch.com to get it now.